over 60, and still waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. every single night. Do you fall asleep just fine? But then your eyes snap open in the middle of the night, and no matter how hard you try, you just can't drift back to sleep? If that sounds like you're not alone. In fact, this is one of the most common struggles I hear from older adults. And the surprising culprit isn't stress or age or even what you had for dinner. It might actually be the water you drank right before bed. Yes, that small glass of plain water you thought was helping your health may actually be the reason you're wide awake at 2 a.m. Before we dive in, hit that like button and subscribe. Because every week I share practical science-backed senior health advice you can start using right away. And if sleep has been stealing your energy, this is a video you do not want to miss. Now let's get back to that water. On the surface it seems harmless, a little hydration before bed, right? But here's the problem, plain water doesn't calm your nerves, it doesn't warm your body, and it doesn't provide the natural building blocks your brain needs to slip into deep, restorative sleep. Worse, as we get older, our bladder becomes far more sensitive than it used to be. The hormones that once helped us hold fluids through the night gradually decline. That means even a small sip of water can signal your bladder to wake you up, ripping you right out of deep sleep. And once you're awake, it's rarely just a quick trip to the bathroom. Your mind turns on, your body stirs, and suddenly you're staring at the ceiling, wondering if you'll ever get back to sleep. But here's the good news. You don't need to stop drinking at night. You simply need to choose smarter. Because not all drinks are created equal. Some are loaded with calming nutrients like magnesium, glycine, and tryptophan, nutrients that your body can use to relax tense muscles, quiet racing thoughts, and produce the melatonin you need to stay asleep until morning. So instead of plain water, imagine having a small warm drink that doesn't shock your bladder, doesn't chill your stomach, and instead gently guides your nervous system into rest mode. A drink that not only helps you fall asleep faster, but also helps you stay asleep. So you wake up refreshed, with lighter legs, clearer focus, and more steady energy for the day ahead. That's what we're talking about today. 5 powerful bedtime drinks ranked from number 5 down to the number 1 option that older adults are raving about. Each one is simple, natural, and supported by real science. And I'll show you exactly how and when to drink them, so you can start seeing results tonight. Stay with me until the end. Because the number 1 drink doesn't just help you sleep, it also supports your muscles, your joints, and even your skin. And trust me, you'll want to know how to use it. So let's begin. Why settle for restless nights, when just one smart change to your evening routine could bring back the deep, peaceful rest you deserve? 5. Warm unsweetened almond milk. Many people believe that only cow's milk can help promote sleep. But after 60, your digestion often changes. Lactose intolerance becomes more common. A glass of milk that once felt soothing may now cause bloating, indigestion, or even nighttime discomfort. That's why a warm, unsweetened almond milk is not only gentler, but in many cases, far more effective. What makes almond milk so powerful at night? The secret lies in 2 natural nutrients, magnesium and tryptophan. Magnesium is often called nature's relaxer. It calms overactive nerves, relaxes tight muscles, and lowers the activity of stimulating receptors in the brain. If you've ever gone to bed with restless legs or a racing mind, magnesium helps to slow that storm down. Tryptophan is an amino acid your body transforms into serotonin. Later in the night, serotonin is converted into melatonin, the very hormone that signals it's time for deep, restorative sleep. In fact, a 2014 study published in the Journal of Research in Medical Sciences found that adults who drank almond milk twice a day for just 2 weeks increased their average deep sleep time by 22 minutes. They also woke up less frequently during the night and reported feeling clearer and more refreshed in the morning. The best way to use it? Warm about 120 to 150 milliliters, half a cup of plain, unsweetened almond milk. Sip it slowly about 60 to 90 minutes before bed. For an extra touch, sprinkle a pinch of cinnamon, not only for flavor, but also to gently support circulation. It might seem simple, but the combination of magnesium for the nerves and tryptophan for melatonin makes this drink a quiet powerhouse for older adults. And if your biggest struggle isn't tense muscles but a busy racing mind at night, then drink number 4 could be exactly what you need. #4. Chamomile Tea. Have you ever laid down in bed only to find your thoughts bouncing from one worry to another? It doesn't matter how tired your body feels, your brain just won't switch off. That's when a small, warm cup of chamomile tea can make all the difference. Chamomile has been used for centuries as a natural sleep aid, and modern science has confirmed why it works. It contains a plant compound called apigenin. Apigenin binds to special receptors in the brain, known as GABA receptors. These receptors help regulate anxiety, tension, and the sleep-wake cycle. When apigenin activates them, your brain activity begins to slow. Your heart rate steadies. Your nervous system shifts away from alert mode and toward rest. You may even notice the change. Your eyelids get heavier, your thoughts slow down, and your breathing becomes deeper and more even. In a 2015 clinical study published in the Journal of Advanced Nursing, women over 65 who drank chamomile tea nightly for just 2 weeks reported dramatic improvements in sleep quality. They fell asleep 16 minutes faster on average. They woke up 30% less often during the night, and 80% said their sleep felt deeper and more pleasant. That's the power of a gentle, natural plant. Here's how to use it. Steep 1 chamomile tea bag in hot water for 5 to 7 minutes. Let it cool to a comfortable warmth. Then sip slowly about 45 minutes before bed. If you enjoy flavor, add a slice of fresh ginger or a drop of vanilla, but avoid sugar or honey if you're watching blood sugar levels. Chamomile tea doesn't force drowsiness the way sleeping pills do. Instead, it works with your body, reminding your brain that it's safe to rest. But what if your problem isn't racing thoughts, but rather nighttime bathroom trips, muscle cramps, or an overactive bladder? In that case, drink number 3 might surprise you. #3. Lightly warmed coconut water. Coconut water might sound like a daytime drink, something refreshing after a walk in the park or a hot summer day. But used the right way, it can actually help older adults sleep more soundly, even in the middle of winter. The reason? Coconut water is naturally rich in potassium, magnesium, and a touch of sodium. These electrolytes play 3 crucial roles at night. 1. They balance electrical activity in your nerves, keeping signals calm. 2. They relax smooth muscle contractions, including the muscles of your bladder. 3. They reduce nighttime cramps and twitching that often jolts seniors awake. 2017 study in the Journal of Sleep Disorders. Research found that older adults with lower potassium levels experienced 28% more nighttime bathroom trips and more fragmented sleep compared to those with healthy electrolyte balance. Once potassium and magnesium were restored naturally, sleep improved in as little as 1 week. But here's the catch. You must drink coconut water properly. Never drink it cold before bed. The chill can shock your stomach and drop your core temperature. Don't drink it right before lying down. That's a recipe for a midnight bathroom trip. Instead, dilute about 100 to 120 milliliters of fresh coconut water with warm water. Sip it slowly after dinner, at least 1 hour before bedtime. 4. Extra comfort. Add a thin slice of ginger. It warms digestion and enhances circulation. Many older adults who struggle with restless legs, bladder spasms, or middle-of-the-night awakenings find that this simple adjustment helps break the cycle. Still, if your real enemy is stress hormones that won't calm down, even when you're tired, then the next drink on the list may be the one you've been waiting for. Number A. Golden milk with black pepper. If you've ever tossed and turned with stress on your mind, unable to fall asleep despite exhaustion, you're not alone. Stress is one of the most overlooked causes of insomnia in seniors. And here's the problem. Even if you don't feel stressed, your body may still be producing cortisol, the stress hormone, late into the night. That's where golden milk comes in. Golden milk is made with turmeric, and its active compound curcumin is one of the few natural agents known to regulate the HPA axis, the communication link between your brain, your pituitary gland, and your adrenal glands. In plain terms, it helps lower nighttime cortisol. When cortisol is high at night, your brain stays alert, your heart rate stays elevated, and melatonin production, the very hormone you need to fall asleep, is delayed. Curcumin helps flip that balance back in your favor. But here's the key. Curcumin by itself isn't absorbed well. That's why we add black pepper. Piperine, the compound in pepper, boosts curcumin absorption by 7 to 8 times. The science backs it up. A 2019 study in phytotherapy research showed that adults who took curcumin nightly for 4 weeks lowered their cortisol levels by an average of 23%. EEG scans confirm deeper sleep and better overall sleep quality. Here's how to make it. Mix 1/2 teaspoon of pure turmeric powder with a small pinch of black pepper. Stir it into about 150 milliliters of warm milk. Almond, walnut, or oat milk work well. Sip it slowly about an hour before bed. Golden milk doesn't just help with sleep. It also eases inflammation, soothes nighttime joint pain, and supports your body's natural recovery. But as powerful as golden milk is, it still isn't the most effective drink on this list. The number one option not only calms your nervous system, it also rebuilds, restores, and strengthens your body while you sleep. 1. Warm gelatin or bone broth. When most people think of gelatin or bone broth, they think about joint support or skin health. But few realize that these humble drinks may be among the most powerful natural sleep aids available, especially for older adults. Why? Because both gelatin and bone broth are rich in glycine. Glycine is an amino acid with remarkable effects on the nervous system. It gently slows your heart rate. It lowers your core body temperature by a degree or two, just enough to signal the brain that it's time for deep sleep. And it increases slow-wave brain activity, the very pattern your brain needs for dreamless, restorative rest. Unlike sleeping pills, which force sedation, glycine supports the body's own natural sleep transition. 2007 study in Neuropsychopharmacal found that just 3 grams of glycine taken before bed helped older adults sleep more deeply, wake up less often, and feel clearer and more refreshed in the morning. But the benefits don't stop there. Glycine also boosts overnight collagen production, supporting tissue repair, muscle recovery, and skin elasticity. That's why many people over 60 who drink gelatin or bone broth at night report not only better sleep, but also less joint pain and more energy upon waking. How to use it. For gelatin, dissolve 1 teaspoon of unflavored powder into about 120 milliliters of warm water. Stir until completely dissolved, then sip slowly 30 to 45 minutes before bed. For bone broth, choose a low-sodium version. Warm it gently, not too thick, and drink a small cup about an hour before sleep. This isn't a miracle cure, but for many seniors, it's the missing piece that finally restores the peace of a full night's sleep. And once you've tried it, you may wonder how such a simple nightly habit can make such a profound difference. So, what have we learned together today? The truth is, it's not about drinking more at night. It's about drinking smarter. Plain water, as healthy as it is during the day, simply doesn't give your body what it needs after 60 to rest deeply. At night, your body asks for something different. It needs nutrients that calm the nervous system, steady the bladder, relax tight muscles, and gently signal the brain that it's safe to shut down. That's exactly what these 5 drinks do. Almond milk brings magnesium and tryptophan, helping the nerves settle. Chamomile tea quiets racing thoughts and gently lowers anxiety. Coconut water restores electrolytes, easing cramps and nighttime bathroom urges. Golden milk with black pepper lowers stress hormones and soothes the body into balance. And gelatin or bone broth gives glycine, the amino acid that not only deepens sleep, but also repairs muscles, joints, and skin while you rest. Each one of these is more than a bedtime drink. They are little signals that remind your body how to sleep well again. Now, here's the important part. You don't need to try them all at once. In fact, I recommend testing just 1 drink per week. That way, you'll notice clearly how your body responds without confusion. For some of you, the results may be almost immediate, the very first night. For others, it may take a few days of consistency before you feel the difference. But one thing is certain, small, thoughtful changes often create the biggest transformations. Let me ask you this. Which drink do you feel drawn to try first? The gentle almond milk, the calming chamomile, or maybe the nourishing bone broth? Take a moment to decide, and commit to giving it a real try tonight. Because here's the truth. Sleep after 60 doesn't have to mean restless nights, early morning awakenings, or dragging yourself through the day. You still have the power to restore your rhythm, to feel rested, and to wake up with energy. And it can start with something as small as a warm cup in your hands before bed. Before we close, I want to invite you to be part of this community. If you've discovered a bedtime drink that helps you sleep better, please share it in the comments below. Your story might be exactly the inspiration another person needs to finally get their first full night's rest in years. And if tonight's video gave you hope, please give it a like. It helps spread this message to more people who are silently struggling with the same problem. Share it with a friend or family member who wakes up at 2 a.m. every night. You may change their life in ways you'll never fully see. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we explore new, practical ways to make aging stronger, healthier, and more vibrant. Together, we're building a community where growing older means growing better. Remember this: you are not broken, you are not weak, and you are not alone. Your body is still capable of deep, peaceful sleep. Sometimes it just needs the right reminder. So tonight, choose one drink, sip it slowly, and let your body do what it's designed to do: restore, heal, and rest. I'll be here again next week with more senior health advice to keep you strong, independent, and full of life. Until then, I wish you the most peaceful night's sleep you've had in years. Good night.